Hi everybody. Today we're going to continue our lessons in geometry. Yesterday we talked about the measurement of angles and the fact that an angle measurement is a measurement of how much rotation there has been around a circle. So today we're going to talk about naming angles. First we're going to name angles by naming some common angles, angle types. And then the next thing we're going to do is name angles according to points on the angle. So the first thing is you can see I have my little spaghetti pieces here in the shape of a right angle. And you guys have learned in the past that an angle formed like this, where it looks like the corner of a rectangle or corner of a square, if the angle looks like that, it's called a right angle. So what has happened is, if you've got two rays pointing the same direction, and one of them rotates up to point straight up, perpendicular to the other ray, then that forms a right angle. That's actually a 90-degree rotation. So let's draw that. I'm going to draw one ray going out to the side like that, and then another ray pointing straight up. So that it forms a corner like this, and you can actually make a box in the corner, and that means it's a 90-degree angle, and this is a right angle. Okay, the next one is if you've got two rays like this, and one of them rotates up just like before, but it stops before it gets to a 90-degree angle. You guys have learned this before. An angle that's less than 90 degrees would be called what? It's an acute angle. So let's draw that. A ray going out to the side like this, and another one that's rotated up but not as far as 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees. This is called an acute angle. Less than 90 degrees. Okay, another one is, I don't know if you've learned this one before. If you've got the two rays and one of them rotates around, all the way around, like half of a circle, so that it points exactly in the opposite direction as the other ray, then what's happened is it's rotated 180 degrees, and it forms what looks like a straight line because of the way they line up like that. And so it's called a straight angle. So let's draw that. One ray goes out to the right, and the other one out to the left in the opposite direction. And since it rotated from here all the way around to there, like a half circle, it's 180 degrees, and that's called a straight angle. The last one, I think you could probably guess it. If the rotation is more than 90 degrees, but less than 180, so it's greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees, that's called an obtuse angle. So let's draw that one. Obtuse angle. greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Okay, so I hope that you're writing these notes down. These should be written in your math notebook. And if you're not writing in your math notebook, make sure you keep the notes all together so that you can turn them in when we finally get back to school. The next part is how to name any angle. So let's write this down. Naming any angle. And there's a couple of notations that you need to understand in order to do this. First, a little m means measure. And then this symbol right here kind of looks like a funny L. That means angle.
What? Just stretch it.
All right, let's do an example of how to name an angle. Let's draw one of those 90-degree angles, a right angle. So we'll draw the ray going up and a ray going out to the right. We're going to put some points on these rays. So this will be point A, and then here in the corner, the end point will be B, and then a point out here is C. So actually I didn't really draw it like a 90-degree angle, but it doesn't matter because we're going to name it according to those points. So what we do when we want to name this angle is we use the symbol that means angle. So what we say is this is angle, and then we use the letters A, B, C. And so we've just given that angle a name, angle ABC. There's another way you can name this angle though. You could also call it angle CBA. It's okay to call it angle CBA because you can start from this letter and go that direction. But we cannot call it angle, for example, you can't call it angle BAC. This doesn't work because you can't start at the vertex, which is the corner of the angle. You have to start at one of the other points just so you could trace your pen or your pencil along the angle in the order that you're using the name of the letters. So if you traced along from A to B to C, you could call it ABC. If you traced from C to B to A, you could call it angle CBA. But you can't go BA and then across to C because then you're not on the angle anymore. So we don't call it angle BAC. That's not a proper name for it. Okay, so we could say this angle actually doesn't look like a 90-degree angle, so we're going to say this angle is like a little bit less than 90 degrees. Maybe it's 87 degrees. So let's say this angle is 87 degrees. That means the rotation has been almost 90 degrees, but not quite. And we could say that the measure, so use a little m, of angle ABC equals 87 degrees. So you can see how we're using our notation for measure and angle and the name of the angle, angle ABC. We're going to talk more tomorrow about using the degrees and the names of the angles to identify angles. Let's do just a couple more real quick. So we're going to draw an acute angle this time. This way and this way. And we're going to call this X and Y and Z. So if those are points X, Y, and Z, what are the two names that we could give to this angle? We could call this angle ZYX or angle XYZ XYZ. Those are the two names that we could give that angle. Alright, I'm going to give you one more angle and I want you to write down the two names that could be used for this angle. This time it's going to be an obtuse angle. So copy this down. And I want you to write down two names for that angle. Use the angle symbol. Okay, you should have written angle LMN or angle NML. Okay, that's the end of the notes for today. If you didn't understand it, please watch it again. If you have questions, you can email me